Hi everyone. I wanted to talk to you about our latest addition to be nominated as one of our justices, Amy Coney Barrett. You know, she's going to be attacked every which way because she's a Catholic. And when you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, let me tell you, you earned that. It's just not given to you. You earned it. And people who are satanic that run our government are going to do everything they can and everything they say to drag that person through the mud. And so President Trump's nominee for the United States Supreme Court has close ties to, they're saying, a Christian group. And this is completely false. This is what they do, the media. It says the nominee of the United States Supreme Court has close ties to a charismatic Christian religious group that holds men, and that they're divinely ordained as the head of the family and faith. Former members of their group, called People of Praise, say it teaches that wives must submit to the will of their husbands. Let me explain how that works. It's they're trying to make it seem like it's something that it's not. And what they're trying to say here is that, and this is what was in the headline, that Amy has ties with a secretive religious group that teaches men are leaders of the home and wives should submit to their husbands. Let me explain to you. When God wrote the Bible, He says things plainly in the Bible. Just because it says that doesn't mean, because they're trying to interpret it and they're screwing it up, and this is what these idiots do, and that's the same thing that the Satanists do. They just love to take it out of context. There's nothing wrong with honoring and loving and holding your husband up as leaders of the home. There's nothing wrong with that. And at the same time, it doesn't mean a woman can't have a career. It doesn't mean a woman can't make money. It doesn't mean a woman can't, have a balanced life as the man. Because as we know, her husband cooks for the kids. That doesn't sound like some husband that says, you gotta submit to me. And so, people are gonna try to twist it around and call it a secret religious group, and men, these women have to submit to their husbands. Now, I'll tell you, my upbringing, my mom, in my case with my dad, she wasn't allowed to work. And it had nothing to do with being Catholic. You could go to any household, you can go to someone who's satanic, and it could be the same thing. It depends on how the guy was raised, what he was exposed to as a child, and if he's male chauvinistic to begin with, and if he's insecure to begin with. So some guys are just like that because they're insecure. And they expect their women to be like that. Look at the Indian, their culture. Women are all covered up. They have their own beliefs. And some men are violent and do treat their women the way they're trying to say, depicted in this article. Um, but these people are going to talk a lot of trash. I mean, if we were going to peel, I'm gonna do a video where I'm going to peel back the layers on Satanism, the very cult beliefs that Hillary, Obama, Gavin Newsom, Cuomo, what they believe. It's sick and disgusting. And they live their government lives according to Satanism every day. But anyways, so People of Praise is a religious community based on charismatic Christianity, a movement grown out of the influence out of Pentecostalism. I can never say that name. Pentecostalism, which emphasizes a personal relationship with Jesus and can include baptism and the Holy Spirit and speaking in tongues. I'm very blessed to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I know how lucky I am. And if I was to compare that on monetary wealth, I'd be one of the richest people on this earth. If spiritually, I'm one of the richest people on this earth. And I don't take advantage of that relationship. So the group organizes and meets outside the church and includes people from several Christian denominations, but its members are mostly Roman Catholic. My dad, when my mom did get a job, my dad was really pissed. And even when I was in high school, my dad didn't want me getting a job. And I wanted a job because I was a clothingaholic. I loved hair. I loved makeup. I loved music. I loved working out. And, I had some expensive habits. And so my dad couldn't afford, to buy me everything I wanted every time I got paid. And I was a little spoiled, I admit it. But I also, there was other things going on in my house. I think my dad did that because he made up for kind of being a jerk. But being Catholic has nothing to do with that. It all comes back to the original mentality, state of mind of the man himself. A lot of it comes down to being educated. Did you take your psych classes? Psychology is really important. Argument debate's really important. Just all kinds of, these type of classes are really important into understanding our world. English, I'm not a good math person, and that's why I wasn't able to transfer to a university. I could not pass. I did decent in my other classes, but I just couldn't pass the math part, and so I wasn't able to transfer. My parents couldn't afford to keep me in college, and I wanted to be a broadcaster. So, I've met guys who are Christian. I've gone out with them, and they're not like that. Maybe they have some other things that aren't so great about them, but that is completely false. This actually was written by Al-Jazeera, Aljazeera. My page, here we go. It's like, so, this is AP News Agency. AP News Agency. My page gets stuck. I don't know why. It's so weird. But they're gonna try to lie and exaggerate. I'm gonna tell you something. This woman, no person is perfect, and we all have our crosses to bear in this life. So they're gonna come after her and say a lot of crazy stuff. There's going to be a lot of intolerance because the Satanists, communists, they want to run everything. When you got someone old like Pelosi, the devil herself, running her mouth saying our president's going to get impeached, and she's just wrecking the whole system by just tearing it down with her craziness, she got to get out. She needs to get out. America is sick of this. She's driving everyone crazy. So, the Satanists, their ideals, and ideologicals, ideologies. Sorry, I can't think of them. No one sits there and says, okay, tell us what you believe, how do you believe, and how are you going to handle this? Because they refuse to do that. Satanists aren't supposed to tell you what they're about and how they go about it. They don't like to spill the beans. They're doing everything behind the scenes while they smile in our face. So, you have these media outlets that are ran by communists that say some people familiar with the group, this Catholic faith group that she belongs to, a Christian, are saying that her involvement needs to be examined before she receives a long-time appointment to the highest court in the nation. No, it doesn't. Because if you want to get down to the psychological, the psychiatry about having a healthy, loving household, and these two parents have a humongous responsibility to their children and to their communities. And you're going to question that when you're making laws for pedophiles and you tearing down your own city with these gang stalking anarchists spreading the corona, and then you're yelling at our president that the numbers have gone up, and why have they gone up, and why is he handling it wrong? No, because you ain't taking care of your state. You ain't taking care of your cities. Your cities with the anarchists, you're creating more of a pandemic. And again, it all comes back to the left not taking responsible for their tirades, and they're crying and they're whining, and they got to blame it on our president. And then they're like, oh, why don't you do this sooner? If you leave our president alone, let him do his job, which you guys refuse to do, maybe he might even be able to do 10 times a better job. But he has to manage all you devils coming at him, now coming at Amy. And you're holding up Democrats, left-wing radical Democrats. You're holding up our country. You're not only holding up our country, you're destroying our country. And we want you out. Pelosi, gotta go. All these people running our states, our country, that are covering up this agenda and saying we're here to help the people come first, and your very people are carrying out the destruction of our country. You gotta go. All right, guys, I just wanted to clear that up on Amy Coney Barrett. They're gonna try to depict her as something that she's not. That's complete lies. That's complete lies. All right, guys, I'll see you next time on the next video.